morning. Good morning. Welcome in. Let's get started. Let's do this morning. How we doing this morning? Let me know where you're checking in from, guys. As you check in, let me know where you're checking in from, what time of day it is where you are. Welcome to the walk this morning. Good morning, good morning. Millionaire money moves. Starts with your mornings. Starts with creating a rhythm. Go get 'em. It's not easy. It's not easy being up this morning. It's not easy being up every morning, ready to go. Focused, inspired, starting your day. But here we are, and here we go. Let's do it again. A lot of people confuse. Repetition and development as easy. It's easy for you. That's the problem is we make that same mistake ourselves. We confuse the things we do and the effort we put in as being easy. We think that it's gotten easy for us. The moment that you think that it's easy means you need to step it up. The moment it feels like you got this, you need to kick it into another gear. Ryan, good morning. Good morning, man. How we doing this morning? Thanks for being here this morning, man. Guys, it's never easy, man. Nothing about it is ever supposed to be easy. Doesn't mean you can't enjoy it, though. And this is what people get it wrong. You're under the impression because it's difficult, because you have to work hard, because there's an expectation of investment on your part. There's an expectation of continued growth and development. A lot of us are under the impression that it's not supposed to be enjoyable. Also wrong. I'm telling you, it's both. It's both, guys. You can enjoy this. For example, I'm enjoying this walk right now. This fresh air, feeling the blood flowing, starting to work through my body. But it's not easy. It's not easy. Not every morning getting up. But it has a purpose. We're working towards something. I'm looking to achieve a goal. I know that I have a purpose. I know that I have created a requirement for myself. I've set a standard for myself. And as I work towards that, I need to understand that it's not going to always be easy, that it's not going to always be a cakewalk, but it's a walk I'm willing to take, folks. Welcome to the journey. Let's get at it this morning. Let's get on this grind. Let's get on the move. Where my people at? The greater communication, the greater conversation. What's going on this morning? Purpose indeed pays, guys. For those of you who've been here, you know I'm on this journey. I'm on this walk. Me and my wife. The things that I share with you are not perfection. The things that I share with you are the journey that I'm on with you. The bird's nest is constantly being built and reestablished and strengthened. We're constantly moving forward. My wife and my 7 children, we're constantly learning and focused on improving our current condition, regardless of the current condition. But you have to understand the process of doing that. This morning's walk and talk is called Millionaire Moves. And it's some simple ones. And the reason I'm out here and I'm walking and I'm talking about them is because everybody's trying to figure out what to invest in, how much to put where, what stock to buy. How do I do it now? How do I get started now? Get started. There's not going to be a better time to get in the stock market than right now. There's not going to be a better time to start your business than right now. See, you keep looking back and worrying about the past. Or you keep looking forward, hoping that the opportunities get better. And there are fluctuations, specifically in the stock market. There are opportunities to jump in or jump out. But what do we really have here, people? What do we really have? We have right now. You got right now. Millionaire money moves are about right now. It's an understanding that you have to live your life and you have to build your legacy with your behaviors and your actions for today. The things you do today are what will make your tomorrow great. Don't keep waiting on, I know there's going to be a drop. I'm going to get in when you can get in now. If you think the market's going to go down, you know what you do? If you think the market's going to go down, you buy with the expectation that it's going to go down. There's a method to being able to attack and succeed regardless of the market, but you have to educate yourself. You got to be ready. It doesn't matter what's available to you if at the time the opportunity presents itself, you haven't done anything to get yourself prepared. You haven't done anything to actually do what needs to be done. Greater South Australia, 6:45 p.m. All right, man. Love it at the end of the day. Good morning. My beautiful wife is on here. Good morning, my lovely wife. KBC hustling. What does that say, great communicator? Feeling the vibes. I appreciate that. Please like, subscribe, share, be a part of this, man. As I've said before, I started this walk in the morning as an opportunity for me to just get my head right. For me to make sure I'm starting my day the appropriate way. I'm having the right mindset, the right focus. I know my purpose. I know where I'm headed. I know what I'm looking to do. I'm understanding why I'm doing what I'm doing. I know what it is that I'm working on, who I'm working with. I understand my purpose and my calling. And I needed to be out here to be able to make sure I'm staying focused on that and being able to break away from the distractions. But one of the things that happened when I started doing that was my walk. I started to originally walk and I would be on my phone. In the first few minutes, I do a little Bible study, and then I do a little bit of research, grow my knowledge. Then the next thing you know, I'm sitting here, I'm playing games. I done stopped walking. I forgot while I'm out here. And so doing this served two purposes for me. It allowed for me to get back on focus. It allowed for me to understand what I'm out here doing. And that even though every day I may not feel motivated, every day has a purpose. I'm out here doing this for a reason. And so it helped me grow, it helped me change. And I appreciate you guys being here and being a part of this process because it's very beneficial to me. Toxic Llama, what's going on? Good morning, Toxic from Canada. Jason, good morning from Canada, Jason. Been hitting the gym for an hour at 5 a.m., getting in some extra home reps now. Inspired. Get it in, man. Get it in. That's the difference. That's what sets us apart. I was a personal trainer for quite a while. And as a personal trainer, people used to always say to me, they used to say, what are you working out for? What are you getting ready for? I'm like, life. I'm like, I'm working out for life. Like, I don't want to go on a trip to some beautiful location where there's a hike up a hill or with a path that's not really that well laid, but the view from the top is phenomenal, and I can't make it. I don't want to go to events and enjoy the activities that I have a young child that can't see, and I can't sustain holding them up long enough so that they can. I don't want to break my knee or throw my knee out or rupture my ankle because I had a misstep stepping off a curb and I don't have any mobility or flexibility in my joints. I don't want to experience any of those things. I'm working out for life. And that's the problem that people got. That's the problem that people have with their money. That's the problem that we have with our life, is that our life doesn't mean anything to us. You don't look at, if you don't see your existence and you don't see your every day as having value, and you are not enough reason for you to get up and get to work, then you need to get up and get to work. When I tell you that you are the purpose, why am I up? Why are you up this early? Why are you out here walking? What are you doing? I'm working on me. This is me time. When I punch that clock, I'm working for somebody else. That's not me time. That's me trading my time for this person's money. But what about me? What about how I work for me? What about the work that I do with the thoughts, the reading, the development? What about me? What about you? What type of work are you doing for you? That's what this is about. That's what millionaire money moves are about. And it's not about being selfish. It's about understanding that it doesn't matter what you do with your money if you don't do with yourself the things that are necessary to be able to maintain and sustain the money that's put into your hands. I remember this had to be 12 years ago now. It's gotta be maybe longer than that, but at least 12 years ago. I was working, me and my wife were working for fast food. We worked for a fast food company. or different fast food companies. And I made that year, chump change, man. I think I made less than $30,000. I think one year I made like $16,000. Can't survive off that. We can't grow off that. We can't go nowhere off that. Don't get down like that. So I didn't have everything figured out. Don't get me wrong. I'm telling you, I'm on this journey with you. So we didn't have everything figured out, but I told my wife, I said it out loud. I said, I'm gonna double my income this year. And I didn't know how at the point, but I went out, got a job with another company, moved up fairly quickly through the ranks. Clearly the company paid better, the opportunities were greater, and I found myself that following year absolutely doubling my income to the point of almost like $46,000. I think I made 20-some thousand a year before, less than 30,000. But it took a step, it took a belief, it took a process. I don't even know. I'm sure all the steps that I took weren't correct. I'm sure that my lack of knowledge at that time prevented me from seeing even more money. But I'm continuing to grow. I'm continuing to grow. And even where we are right now in this moment, we're continuing to grow. The things that we've learned that we can do and leveraging our 401k, leveraging our investment accounts, killing our credit. I'm telling you, personal credit is a thing of the past. What millionaires do. So I had to learn. Millionaires live in the 1930s. You know this? Millionaires don't live in the same time era that we live in. So, do you understand before the Great Depression, in this country, right? This is less than 100 years ago, right? Less than 100 years ago, 1930s. It's currently 2025, people. So about 95 years ago, the way you would buy a house would be you give them half the money for the house. Now, part of this was because you could just go grab land at that point. You just go stake off of land. As long as you could protect it, it was yours. You would give them half the money for a house. You would pay the interest over a 5 to 10 year period, and then you give them the other half of the money for a house. But you had the land. Now you had an asset. Now you had something that you can go back and say, hey, I got this thing. I want to borrow against it. I want to start another business. I want to get some more land. I want to build a hotel on my land. I want to build a farm. I want to bring something to my community. I want to solve a problem for my community. And by doing so, by looking to solve other people's problems, you increase your personal wealth. You increase your personal value. That's how millionaires live today. You think a millionaire pays a $10 million mortgage for a $10 million house? That's not how that works. Y'all need to get off Zillow. Ain't nobody paying no $27,000 a month out their pocket for no home. Y'all need to get off realtor.com. Y'all keep looking at the lifestyles of the rich and the famous and not understanding. You don't see what's going on. You don't understand how it works. We have to have knowledge to be able to move appropriately. You gotta make money moves, but you gotta know about money. And I'm telling you, there are things that people with money won't tell you. Why won't they tell you? Because it's a waste of their time. It's a waste of their breath. It's a waste of their energies. Why don't you tell somebody something until they do something? Why do people, when you go to work somewhere, when you go to meet, if you've ever met anyone, you've ever met a CEO of a company, or you ever tried to get a mentor and they gave you a task and you didn't complete that task, They don't call you back and ask you about it. You try to get someone to help you get somewhere, and then they reach out to you, and then they give you this task. They say, hey, I need you to do this thing for me, right? I need you to be able to find this information for me and send it back, right? That's what I'm gonna do. You do this, and I'm gonna be here for you. Go look at this property and bring back this information for me. I need it by Wednesday. But you don't get that information. They ain't gonna call you. They ain't gonna be like, hey, yo, Ryan, hey, yo, hey, communicator, right? They ain't gonna call you out and say, hey, yo, communication, listen, you remember I was trying to talk to you about that house. Did you ever look into that for me? They're not gonna do that. You know why? Because you're not invested in yourself. You say you want something, but you don't put in the effort to go do that thing you say you want to do. You all talk. You no action. You don't show up. They're not going to invest in that. This is why you can't just walk out there and expect a millionaire or expect somebody with great wealth to just start giving you stuff. To just start, everybody keep talking about, I just need a chance. Ain't nobody giving you no chance. You need to get up and go do their work. You need to put in that effort, that time. They ain't chasing you. They ain't chasing you to make you rich. Ain't nobody running after you to make you rich. You gotta get up and you gotta grind. You have to understand that there's a purpose to it. There's a walk that you must have. There's a focus that you must have. Do you have it? Do you have the ability to get yourself up and get going? Stop waiting for somebody else to do it for you. This is why when you start to get this knowledge and you start to understand better, you have to take action. Stop waiting for why are we doing this? My children ask the why question, and why is great when you're young. There becomes an age where when you ask why, it's on you to go find the answers. And it goes from why to what now? Because when you figure out why, when you figure out you're the why, when you figure out there's something I don't know that I need to know, I have more questions to ask. I used to say I need to go figure this out, right? I don't say that anymore. I don't say it anymore because it's not a matter of me figuring it out. I need to go learn. I need to ask more questions. I need to talk to somebody, and I need to interact, and I need to research, and I need to learn more. I need to learn better. I need to ask more questions because one of the biggest things that can happen, guys, is to be in a position where we don't know what questions to even ask to get to the right answers. We have to start to attack it correctly, guys. We've got to start to look at it and make money moves. It's simple, man. It starts with discipline. It starts with you. You can't make millionaire money moves because you don't have a millionaire mindset. You still have the mindset and discipline of a broke person. You still have the mindset and discipline of somebody who's waiting for an opportunity, who's waiting for someone to help you. And no, I'm not saying everybody got to go out and start a business. I'm not telling you to quit your job and go somewhere else in order for you to have the life you want to live. That's not what I'm telling you. But I'm telling you, you got to stop thinking like a poor person. You got to understand that you don't have enough time in the day to make the cake to break. This is why even athletes who made millions of dollars, you're like, man, how you lose all your money? And then you sit there and they talk about, oh, well, I had to pay this person 10% of this and 10% of that, and then they took this and they took that. That's exactly what happened. Yeah, you know why? Because you were dumb. Because you had a poor person's mindset. You and your 15 homies were killing it. They did this movie about, I think it was it Boys the Men or one of these singing groups, New Edition or somebody, where they come back off of their tour and they got a $1 check. They got like 87 cents because they agreed to a contract because they didn't have the knowledge, and they agreed to a contract where everything that they did was borrowed money. They're like, yo, y'all can live any way y'all want to. The freaking promoters told them to. They're like, yeah, we're going to put y'all up. We ain't going to put y'all in there. We going to put y'all up. Y'all going to put y'all up. You got to pay this money back. And then you get no money at the end. Listen, it's the same way with your everyday in your life. If you don't understand where you're going, you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what your next steps are, you don't know what you're trying to achieve, then who does? I say this all the time. I'm like, if you ain't got a purpose for your life, trust me, somebody else does. If you don't know your purpose, you don't know what it is you're trying to do, somebody else does. Somebody's got a plan for you. They got a space for you. They got something for you to do. But we're not all meant to be owners of businesses and CEOs, and we're not all meant to be inventors and creators. I tell you what we are, though. I'm gonna tell you what. This is the new world. This is a new process here in the United States. If you do not learn to live your life as a business, you will become a commodity. The newest commodity in today's economy is people and their time. If you cannot see it, I'm trying to tell you, millionaire money moves are in the process of understanding that there are things I can now get a computer to do for free. I can program a piece of hardware to repetitiously perform services for free. So what do I need these people for? What do I need? Dude, when's the last time you walked into a freaking McDonald's and talked to a person at the front counter? Place your own order. We got 6 devices out in the lobby that cost us pennies an hour to run because it's a part of the electric bill. And we got everybody in the back cooking food. Guess what? We don't even care if they speak your language. We don't even care if y'all know each other, if you see each other. You don't even need to see humans. They got places in China, you don't even know if there's humans in the back. There's no manager to call. How often do you call services for your bank or for your financials, and then there's no human to talk to? And the computer, just as gracious as it can possibly be, oh, you don't have to wait. I can assist you with this. Please tell me in more detail what you would like to do. I can understand full sentences. Would you like to transfer some money today? Would you like to make a payment? You don't even talk to people no more. And then you're sitting there arguing with a program that has no emotion. It don't care that you mad. I don't need to, y'all done messed up my account. I am so sorry to hear that. How may I assist you? But you remember when there was a little rude Wanda on the end, a little mad Mike on the end, well, you can't talk to me this way. And they would hang up on you. I bet you right now, you trade your last Jell-O pudding pop to be able to talk to a freaking mad Mike right now, because you can't get through to anyone. You can't speak to any human to help you resolve any of your issues. That's because you are a commodity. You do not have a value outside of whatever you have inside this company, and you don't matter. What you gonna do? You gonna go somewhere else? Take your $17,000 somewhere else. We don't care. Ain't nobody counting your $17,000. Stop going on freaking, what's that place called where people go and do the, stop going on Yelp. Ain't nobody worried because you on Yelp complaining about the service. We have to move our mind into the future. You have to start to organize yourself as a business. You have to start to understand, in order for you to move into the next generation of living, that we have to start living like a business. The changes have already taken place. Nobody wants to own anything anymore. If you're listening to this, if you're hearing this and you're seeing this, and you're between the ages of 18 and 30, they've already programmed you to not want to own anything. They've taught you that ownership is a liability, and if you own something, it doesn't make sense. I come from a generation when we used to own things, when you used to exchange your money for something tangible, and you had it and it belonged to you and it was yours and you could do with it whatever you wanted to. You don't own anything anymore. You don't own your music. Oh, well, it's far more beneficial to just listen to music. Why do I need to own a record? Because you own it. They've taken away the belief that ownership in anything. And if they can take away the belief that you need to own anything, you don't need to own a record. You don't need to own a car. Why do you need to own a car? We have Uber, right? I even told my son recently that I'm excited to get to the opportunity or get to the point where I don't have to drive. And I am. But I am not excited about being at a place where I have to constantly be dependent on somebody else's services to provide me that. I'm excited about the opportunity that as we continue to grow our lifestyle as a business, we can lease vehicles, and then I can hire people to drive me to where I want to go when I want to go. Right? So that you don't need to own a car. Why would you own a house? It makes more sense to rent. You don't have to take on the requirements and the liabilities of being able to maintain the place. That's the owner's job. You don't have the hardships or the difficulties of the upkeep, the maintenance, and the property insurance. All of those things are other people's responsibility. And so now nobody wants to own anything. And guess what's coming? See, now I'm going to sound like a conspiracy nut. But if you've been following me and you're trying to move forward and you're trying to do it in a way that really matters, why should you worry about yourself? Why should you own you? You don't need to own yourself. Give your information up. Man, let me put this chip in your arm. I had a young kid tell me about 7 years ago. I was working for a big retail company at that time. Big retail company. And I'm working in leadership, and this kid, I'm like, man, I'm lamenting the state of things and about how everyone's being convinced they don't need to own anything. No one needs to own anything. There's no reason to. And I'm complaining about the mindset. And then this kid's like, man, you know, they coming up with this. I think it was Elon Musk at the time. You know, they're going to put this thing in your arm where you don't need to have a driver's license anymore. They can just scan you. And he's like, man, I can't wait to get one. I said, what? I said, what? He was like, yeah, man, I can't wait to get one of those. And my mindset and my mentality at that moment is, he's already gone. There is no him. There is no him anymore. We have to understand people. We have to do our research. We have to get an understanding of where we're going and what we're doing and how we need to be about our purpose. We need to understand what our future is, what we're developing for ourselves, and then we need to be disciplined enough to get up and go do it. We have to understand that we need to be focused on development and growth. We need to be focused on knowing our purpose, because if you do not have a purpose, someone else will have you work for theirs. And this is not about a conspiracy. This is simply about the simple facts of life. If you don't have anything that you want to do, if you don't have anywhere that you want to be, then people will teach you and they will feed you the ability to exchange your time for money and then give them your money. They will do it. And the reason they'll do it is because it makes sense. And we've accepted that it's the right thing. Man, I don't say this in a way to in any way knock anyone down. I say it to encourage. I say it to inspire. I say it to encourage you to stop waiting for tomorrow. Stop looking into the past about the things that you did incorrectly and start looking right now at your opportunities to do things right now. It's not about the things that we've done wrong. It's not about the things that we didn't know. It's about the things that we are honestly prepared to do. It's about the things that we are prepared to invest our time and our energy and understand in order to make it anywhere, we need to start making it. We need to start taking action, and we need to be encouraged. We need to be empowered. We need to be bold. We need to understand that we are doing this for a reason. There is a purpose, people. That our behaviors and our actions are for a reason. We're not just walking around here doing stuff, waiting to be done. We have to understand purpose. We have to understand meaning, and we have to develop one for ourselves. Guys, as I always say, it's always a blessing to be here. I want to encourage you today to get out there, understand the actions that you take today are for your tomorrow. Stop trying to make up from the mistakes of your past. Stop trying to change things that you no longer have the ability to influence, and work on yourself. Work on your mindset, work on your skill set, and work on your ability to grow. I want to thank you for being here, guys. As always, if you like what we have here and what we offer, you can always click the link or look in the bio to support the channel, as well as get your free copy of the 2DS. And we'll be back here next time. I'll see you guys. Have a blessed day.